However, I want to ask her a question. What makes a good workbench? Is it the size of it? Is it the materials it's made from? Is it the features that it has? Well, I thought we'd take a look at my workbench and what I've used now for the past 10 years. Look at the different features, what works, what doesn't work as well, and what I would change about this particular bench, because I actually inherited this bench. I didn't build it from scratch. It belonged to a local joiner around the corner at one time, who sadly passed away. But I've made a lot of changes to it since I acquired it. The original bench itself was this single board, which is what, just a shade over 11 inches wide, which is about 280 odd millimeters. And then it dropped down into an MDF well, the whole width of the bench. And I found that an absolute damn nuisance, quite frankly. I wanted a larger, flatter area. So I removed the MDF from here, put in some, it's just 4x2s basically, and flattened the whole thing, and then just created a well of a more normal size. This particular bench is 93 inches long, which is 2,360 mil by just under 38 inches, about 960 millimeters. And this section, 25.5 inches, which is 650 millimeters. And then you've got a well which is just over 200 mil. So that gave me a larger, flatter area. And then I hand planed all of this to get it flat. Once that was done, I had a decent work area, because at the time I was making a lot of windows and doors and things like that. So I needed a big bench. Let's start with the tail vise. I later added this tail vise, which is a homemade tail vise, and I have made a video all about this particular tail vise. I keep the dogs in a little holder down there so they don't go missing. So they're always to hand, which means that if I need to plane a 6 foot long board or something like that, it's quite an easy task. The vise is an old anvil vise from about 1950s, maybe early 60s, but it's got a huge mouth on it. It's really useful. There's one other feature on this bench, and that is this little slot here. And this was on when I originally got the bench. Basically what it is, if I slide that into there, then we've got a bench top. Put a piece of wood down and you can plane it. I've maximised the storage underneath the bench, so I have drawers, etc., tubs, and just some open shelves as well, just to make sure that everything that I want to hand is at hand. Because in a small workshop, space is always at a premium. Now, this bench is a very solid bench. It basically only has 4 legs, but the way the structure is constructed, it's very rigid. It does have diagonals into it. It does have mortise and tenons. So it's very rigid, very solid. In fact, it's so heavy with all the stuff that's underneath it, I cannot physically move this bench. It's just too heavy. And when I'm working at the lathe, I've got a perfect place to put the tool tidy that I made the other week. If you haven't seen that video, please take a look. It's another great way to be able to use your bench to its max. I have a dolly that fits into the well. It's just a set of wheels basically. So that when I'm sawing longboards, this one's only a short one, but it's just to demonstrate. It will take the weight as the board comes out the other side and runs along the well. There is one other thing I want to mention, and that is light. And I have this great big skylight right over the top of my bench. Also, there is electric light in here because I've got power. The light fittings themselves are just ordinary pendant lamps, which at some point I will be updating into LEDs because these are a bit rubbish. But I did promise you right at the beginning that there were some things that I didn't like about the bench. And it's this. When I first started using this bench, I was making large items. Doors, window frames, cabinets, that sort of thing. But now I don't tend to do that kind of work anymore. And I find the bench takes up quite a lot of workshop space, being over 8 feet, well, basically 8 feet long. And ideally, I would like a slightly smaller bench. But here's the dilemma. If I have a smaller bench, what do I do with all the storage that's underneath it? As you can see, my walls are pretty full on all sides, cabinets, etc. I mean, those are only old kitchen cabinets that I've repurposed. But there's always the dilemma, especially in a small workshop. In a big grand workshop, yes, you can have a dedicated workbench, you can have a dedicated assembly table, etc, etc. Don't have those luxuries. So what do? Well, in my case, given the amount of storage I've got underneath this bench, and I don't know where I'll put it if I was to cut this bench down and make it a bit smaller. I think I'll just leave it as it is. But this is something you need to think about, is the size of your bench. And it's related to the projects that you're doing. Anyway, I'm Dave. I'm the Skint Woodworker. Thanks very much for watching. Hope this has been of some use to you. I'd be interested to know what your benches are like, what you don't like, if it's given you any ideas. And until next time, take care now. Bye.